feel like if I were to be a gypsy from the Hunchback of Notre Dame, this is what I would wear. Hello dear friends, and welcome to another episode of the Dear Friend Podcast. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back, and if you're new, hi, I'm Eden. I'm the owner of Yarrow & Co., where I sell my handmade polymer clay charms, watercolor paintings like these, and lots of other handmade treasures. You can find me on Instagram as yarrowmail44, and you can find the shop at yarrowandco.squarespace.com. You can also find me on Lovecrafts as Yarrow & Co. I think that's all you can find me as. You can find me here on YouTube as the Dear Friend Podcast. And this is Darby. He is having a time up on the shelf. I'm trying to find a good place to put him where he won't be broken. I don't think that's the place for him, but it's the only place I can put him right now in this spot. I am on my bed sitting in front of my window because just to get as much light as I can for filming this. My usual corner in my room is extremely dark right now. So yeah, that's okay. We will work with, I have a ring light at least, and that is a lifesaver. It's amazing. So in this episode, I have some finished objects and some works in progress, and I want to talk about a new maker on the block that is making some amazing stitch markers, and I wanted to talk about my mystery clubs that I'm doing for the very first time. So let's get into it, shall we? Alright. First finished object. The elephant in the room. My amazing new sweater. I hadn't started this the last podcast. One night I was just like, I just want a pick-me-up project, just something really fun, and I had so many scraps that I was just like, I want to make a scrappy project. So I'll try and sit up here so that you can get the whole thing. Let's take the microphone off for a sec. So this is the Granny Go Round sweater by the Iron Lamb. She does amazing crocheted sweater patterns. I want to make them all. So this pattern is actually a DK weight sweater. What I did was I held fingering double. So I took all my scraps and wound them up into one giant Frankenskein. I think it was like almost, had to be about 400 grams in one skein. It was amazing. And I held one strand from the outside and one strand from the inside and just went to town. Just let it do what it wanted, and it turned out amazing. I am so happy with it. I couldn't be happier. I finished this in just about a week. It went by so fast. I couldn't put it down. I just wanted to work on it all day, every day, and had to force myself to pay attention to other projects and life in general. Because, you know, there's those projects where you just love it so much you just get sucked in. This was that project. The only changes I've made are the neckline. Usually you're supposed to do this kind of ribbing on the neckline, be pretty thick. I think it would come out to about here if I had done it, and I liked how close it was to my neck already. And so I just did a little half double crochet border just to clean it up. And then the sleeves, usually, or for the pattern, is written to just work it straight with no decreases and do the cuff without decreases. I decided that I wanted to make it a little bit of a puff sleeve, so I decreased on the very last row and just made this little puff, and it worked out really well. This has not been blocked yet, so I'm very curious what's going to happen when it's blocked. It's not incredibly heavy, but it's heavy for a sweater, and I don't mind that at all. It keeps me nice and toasty, and it makes me so happy. I love it so much. Yeah, so that is my first finished object. My next one is my Wonder as I Wander socks. So this pattern is now out and available. It's available in the shop. It's available on PayHip, and it is available on Lovecrafts. I sell all my patterns on those 3 platforms. I do not put my patterns up on Ravelry because I am not on Ravelry. Yeah. So these socks, they match me perfectly. I had used scraps from these socks in the sweater, like you can recognize. That little bit right there is the same stuff. I love these socks. I have had this pattern in the works for almost a year. The idea just started that I really wanted some cozy socks with a fisherman's rib legging to them, so it's kind of like a sock and a legging combined. And so this pattern is for 1 full skein of fingering weight yarn, and then 5 20-gram minis, contrasting minis. So you use them for each section, then you marl them all together in the fisherman's rib. And they are so comfy. I've been wearing them a lot. I'll just put them on now, show them off. You can tell that I've been wearing them a lot because there is hairs all over them. Oops. There we go. Oh, hang on. There we go. So it is super comfy. I have not found that these fall off my feet. I had a couple people ask if they slip off your heels, because some people have been finding that an issue, that the sock just falls right off your heels. I've been wearing these a ton and they don't fall off. I haven't found that issue, which is great. So yeah, those are the Wonder as I Wander socks by yours truly. It is now up and available, and thank you to everybody who bought it and shared it. It means so much to me when you guys do that, because this is something I've been working really hard on, and for a very long time I was very nervous of how it was going to be out there, and you guys just blew me away once again of how loving and supportive the knitting community is. It means so much to me, so thank you. And yeah, those are my finished objects. So now we will move on to whips. Also, if anybody wants to know, right next to Darby is this guy that I keep on my shelf, all safe and sound. I love making stuffed animals just for the fun of them, and also I really want a cool collection to have for my kids to play with and enjoy. So this one I made a fair bit ago. It's got to be a couple years now. It's a little fuzzy, but this is a kangaroo and her little Joey, which also can be separated from her and fits in the little pouch. But this pattern and the book it came from is amazing. I love this book. I'll show you. I brought it out because I knew somebody would ask. But this is the Cute Critter Crochet. She's a Cute Critter Crochet by Maxie. Probably butchering that. I'm so sorry. But it is a great book that has a whole bunch of little critters in it. There's a horse, and there's the kangaroo, and the giraffe. I've made the puppy dog, and the kangaroo, and I've made a horse. I think I made the horse for one of my brothers. And, yep, there's Mama Kangaroo, and the banana pattern is in there too. But these patterns are great if you are learning how to make stuffed animals, crocheted stuffed animals specifically. This is a great book because the patterns are really simple and really easy to construct. All the pieces are worked flat. Take them out just one more time. Are all worked flat, and then you sew it together. And I did not do the prettiest job, but that's the great thing about this yarn specifically. This is, I think it's like a Bernat Chunky. I specifically remember that this yarn was called Northern Lights, and it kind of hides it a little bit. So like this little headpiece was one, and this is 1/2, and this is 1/2. It's very simple. It sounds like a lot of work, but it was really enjoyable, and I would love to make more from the book. So yeah, that is an old project that I've had on the shelf for a while. I'm a collector. Collector is the fancy word to put it, but I like to keep all my little treasures on shelves on my wall. Okay, works in progress, that's what we're getting to. So the first work in progress I have is a pair of socks that you've seen before. The last time I showed them, I believe I had just finished the heels. These are my holly socks. So this is the holly sock set from K-Zip Knits. And originally I was doing these 2 at a time, but I will show you later why I've put them on DPNs. And yeah, just this sock is a simple vanilla sock. The sparkliest yarn I've probably ever seen. Wonder if I get, oh yeah, there you go. You see it's like a strip of just glittery road. It's I want roads to look like that. It would be so cool. Yeah, this is the holly set from K-Zip Knits. This is just a simple vanilla sock pattern, and I basically have been doing this out of my head. If you want a really good vanilla sock pattern, I would recommend the Kjerste's socks by Victorious Wool. That was actually the very first, I think this was the first pair of socks I ever knit, was that pattern. And it was great. It had all the instructions needed and how to do an afterthought heel. It was the perfect entrance into my love of making socks. So highly recommend that pattern. And yeah, so I've just split these onto DPNs now. I am doing these on 2.25 millimeter needles, which is a great balance. I prefer to do my socks on size 0s, which is size 2mm, but this is a really good fabric too. I really enjoyed them, and I will definitely be finishing them at some point. There they are in the skein. I have tons left still. I don't require a whole lot of yarn for my foot size. I have very wide feet. I don't have long feet, I have wide feet, so usually I need more space in the round than in length. Yeah, so simple vanilla socks. These were my Christmas socks. I cast these on, not on Christmas Eve. I cast them on, I think, December 23rd. So I cheated just a little bit, but I couldn't help it. I just wanted to start them sooner. So these will definitely be ready for next Christmas. And I might just finish them and then save them for next Christmas to wear when the holiday season comes around. Okay, so my next work in progress, I got a little work done on. There. And this is my, I don't know what accent that was. This is my next pair of Wonder As I Wander socks. And I have just finished the toes and I'm starting the foot. But let's just appreciate this yarn. I can't tell you how much I love this yarn. This is all Crux Fibers yarn. I will link her down below. Brittany of Crux Fibers is such a talented dyer, and one day she had a yarn pickle update. Yarn pickles is yarn that has all the leftover dyes and it's been put in a jar and just let it do magical things. Let's just say it that way. I'm not a yarn dyer, but magic happens in a jar. So I just have this in this little pencil pouch just to keep them from getting tangled up too much. But let's see if I can. So there are all the colors, all yarn pickles, so they're all special and unique. And then the main color is a special blue that she dyed for me. She was so sweet to dye this for me. But this is a beautiful blue. Just so beautiful. I can't even put it into words how much I love this blue. It is called Classy. And it's just a classy blue. That's what I called it when I saw it for the first time. So she called it Classy. And so I've just attached this and I'm gonna start working up the foot, not leg, foot, which is just like, whoa, this part right here. For those stripes in there. And then the little progress keeper is one of my own. This is the little butterbeer, which is in a little resin mug. And it goes really well with this sock. This is probably one of my favorite progress keepers I've made, and probably ones I like to make, because the stuff I use to make the little bubbles, you can't control it, and whatever like spews out and creates this amazing foam, just like a real beer would. So yeah, that is my other Wonder As I Wander socks. I love them. And this is being kept in a bag that was made for me by my good friend Sarah. She doesn't have a shop, she's just an amazing sewist. Okay. Socks or cardigan? Let's go next pair of socks. We're on a roll here. So my next work in progress, I just started this morning. So I got accepted, chosen, bestowed this honor to test knit for the wonderful Amy Kate, the Graceful Tangle on Instagram, to make her new socks, the Bluegrass Socks. It's a brand new pattern that's, I don't know what, it comes out in April. And I just got these little cups started. I usually knit my socks toe up, so this is different for me. I don't mind knitting my socks cuff down. I am preferably toe up, but this is pretty cool. So it's brand new start, and the progress keeper is again one of my own. This is the Bear Dream charm. So it's got a little metal bear and a polymer clay background. Let's see if I can get out of the picture and it would look better. But yeah, a fun new charm design on there. I'm doing these on size 2.25. Again, it's become my go-to needle size because that's what that's the needle size I used for this sock, and it fits my foot really nicely. I have the trouble with that little section in between the heel and the top of the foot. There's always that really tight strip that not cuts off your circulation, but kind of in that zone. I've noticed that with my other socks, and I'm just really learning how to cure that. So this pair of socks don't do that at all, which I love, and so I think these will be really good too. The yarn I'm using is flock fiber and this beautiful colorway. They're a bit of a mess, I'm sorry. And this is Stuck Up the Chimney from Flock Fiber. This was a Christmas colorway that I got a couple years ago. It was actually a gift, and it was a big gift bag for me and my mom, and we were splitting it up, and I was like, I want this yarn. And I've been saving it for a while for something special. And how it's knitting up is so pretty. Reminds me of like vintage Christmas cards, but also like a berry pie. If you can, it's so pretty. I love it. Now I'm keeping this actually in a bag that was originally meant to be a makeup bag, but I saw it and I wanted it to be a project bag. So this is a Harry Potter themed project bag with the little, I added this pin. It was a gift from my Auntie Tammy. Hi, Auntie. It is the little prophecy glass ball that Harry goes to get in the Order of the Phoenix, I believe. It's terrible of me that I don't know my movies by heart. Just gotta rewatch them. So this is going to be such a fun project, and I'm really enjoying the pattern. It's going to be so much fun. It already has been an interesting journey too. It's nice to test knit for somebody else and not your own pattern for once. So yeah. And Amy Kate also has a podcast, the Graceful Tangle podcast, which she puts up a podcast every week, and it's always so wonderful to watch. I highly recommend it. I will link it down below. Okay. Last finished object, which I have gotten some work on. I'm so happy about this one. I'm happy about all of them, but this one I'm extra excited about. So I have split for the sleeves on my Comfort Fade Cardi. There we go. So this is the Comfort Fade Cardi by Andrea Mowry. And instead of doing, again, the DK weight, kind of like this, DK weight yarn, I am marling 2 strands fingering weight together. So this is the main color. This is the cream. This is the Ilmani Sabri. It is 85% cotton and 15% baby alpaca. So, see the little tag right there? This stuff is so soft, and I think it's going to be the perfect spring yarn to have, because the cotton will be light and breathable, and the alpaca is just there, just enough that it's going to have a little warmth. So there it is in the caked up skein. And then my fade is all Knitpicks Hawthorn. So I'm just fading in my 3rd color right now. Just a little bitty speck there. We have, I don't know their names because I tried to look them up and get them, but they are all discontinued yarns, so I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure Knitpicks would have some close seconds. So we have is this one, and then I'm going to fade into that one, and then this one here, and then whoop, that one. So this is gonna be so much fun to fade together. I think usually you only have 4 colors, but I technically have 5. There was also a creamy skein right here, which is not in the bag. I don't know why. Oh well. But yeah, so this is my first ever cardigan, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's great instructions to follow, very clear and easy. I'm doing this on size 4mm needles, which is a US 6, on my Smart Sticks. I love these needles so much because they have inch measurements already on them. So each of these colored sections is an inch long, and even on the cord themselves they have little dots that measure an inch long as well. So when I'm knitting this and have to knit a certain amount of inches on a color, I can just lay my needle on there and measure how much I need. So that is so handy and so smart, especially for me who's constantly looking for everything. But yeah, for so much yarn. How'd that happen? Well, split for sleeves, and it's purl side out, so you get that really cool fade in there. I'm very happy about this. Originally I wanted it to be done for St. Patrick's Day, but as that is this Wednesday, it is Monday, March something. Darby will tell you. We're falling down a little bit. Sorry, Darby, you're falling out of the screen. There we go. But yeah, I will not be doing that, unfortunately, but I will work on it on St. Patrick's Day for sure. So that is all my whips and all I've been working on lately. And I've been enjoying all of them, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? You just, when you work with yarn, specifically crocheting, knitting, well, sewing, whatever craft you do, when it brings you joy, that is the most important part. Alright, so that is all that I've been working on lately. I do want to talk about some very special things going on in the shop and a new maker that is on the block. It is getting super dark here. There's definitely some really deep storm clouds coming in. It was already cloudy today, but now it is getting super cloudy, which is too bad. We had a streak of really sunny days, and then we had a streak of snowy days, and now we're just back to a streak of rainy days. Good old West Coast. But there is lots of fun knitting and crocheting things happening inside the house, so no matter the weather, there is some happy, fun stuff going on. So first thing I want to show you, Knitbug Val, Valerie on Instagram, started making stitch markers, and oh my goodness, they are amazing. Here they are. Look at these. They're no bigger than my pinky. Just so these are little resin stitch markers that have little flowers in them. I don't know if I'll be able to, if I hide out of camera. Do you see them? Do you see this amazingness? Oh my goodness. I can't even. The camera can't even like zoom on something so little, but there are tiny little flowers in here. Amazing. It's like this one has little flower petals in it. And then this one are for like working with very tiny needles. So they're littler hoops. That was really hoops. Absolutely amazing. So you can find her on Instagram as Knitbug Val and at knitbug.com. You can find these amazing things. I need to cast on a project just so I can use these. I don't know what yet, but very soon. These ones are going to be mine, the little blue and yellow. These ones are my mom's, and neither of us have figured out who's going to get these, but we can share. We share everything. So, yeah. Valerie, these are amazing. Such good work. And just, I love them. I get too excited about these that I can't even put into words how great those are. Okay. Also, what I wanted to talk about was mystery clubs that I am doing in the shop. This is my first time doing mystery clubs, so throughout 2021, in every quarter of the year, I am going to be putting out mystery clubs. So there are 3 different clubs that all come in charm form or earring form. So I will show them. Which one did I show first? Let's do this one first. So I'm so excited. This one is the Fairy Tale Club, and I am doing progress keepers or earrings, depending on which one you purchase, based off of a little fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen. And for this quarter, I am doing, let's see if I can flip to it. Almost there. The Nightingale. And this is a beautiful story. And even if you don't know the story or do know the story, you could get in on this club, because what it's going to be is that you get their progress keeper or earrings, and I will be posting on my Instagram a video of me reading this little story to you guys. So you can either just, if you know the story, then you can get in on it, or if you don't know the story, you can get the Progress Keeper or earrings and hear the story and fall in love with it for the first time. So that will be the Fairy Tale Club. The next club is the Studio Ghibli Club. Now, if you know me, anybody who knows me knows I have an obsession with Studio Ghibli movies. They are my favorite. So for this quarter of this year, for this quarter, I am highlighting My Neighbor Totoro, which is a movie that honestly goes so far back in my memory of seeing. I remember seeing this when I was really little and loving it. It's a beautiful film. I also have it in book form, which I would totally recommend reading because there's a little bit more to it than the movie. And for this club, you will get a Progress Keeper or pair of earrings inspired by the movie, and it will also come with a little watercolor card with a quote from the movie, all done by me in that one. Then the last club I'm very excited about is my film club, because I just had to highlight this movie and a bunch of other movies. I've got plans. Got plans for this year. So for this quarter, I am highlighting Fantastic Mr. Fox, a gorgeous movie, so well done. It is entirely stop motion, and the attention to detail is phenomenal. They did such a good job. And so for this, blanking for a sec, for this club, you are going to receive a Progress Keeper or pair of earrings inspired by the film, and you will also get a recipe for either drink or snack to go along with the movie when you watch it. And the recipes will all be invented, I guess would be the best word, by me, because I just wanted to throw in another one of my passions, which is cooking and baking. And if I'm not knitting or painting or any other of my hobbies, I'm in the kitchen creating. Cooking is I don't even know, like, more than just a hobby, and more than just like, it's both a hobby and a life skill that I just enjoy so much. So I wanted to incorporate that into inventing recipes to go along with these film clubs. And do let me know. I was thinking about it, and if you wanted to know the recipe, even if you didn't get the club, later on, maybe next year, I would release those recipes in videos here on my YouTube channel, because that would be really fun to do too. I've been thinking about what else I want to do on the YouTube channel, more than just podcasts, so let me know what you would like to see, like more vlogs or tutorials or just little adventures. So yeah, those are the 3 clubs. They are all out in the shop right now. I will be closing them, I don't know my month of March right now, but a couple days before the end of March. And will all be shipped off on April 1st to you guys. And I am over the moon to do these. It's been a while since I've been really excited about a project like this much. So I am really excited to get these out to you guys and spread the joy that it's been bringing me to you. So yeah, I should talk about what I'm wearing. Well, other than my sweater. My hair's coming loose. Oh well, can't tame it for long. But these earrings are in the I think I have one pair in the shop right now. These are the red glitter earrings. It's resin and just great little spheres. I love them. They make me really happy because they're nice and sparkly. It's fun. And I've started a total random tangent, but I laughed a lot about how it went around on the internet where skinny jeans and side parts were not trendy anymore, whereas I'm wearing skinny jeans right now, and I have parted my hair even further to the side to get this swoop. I wanted to change something, so I did that, but that just made me smile because I did that. My philosophy is that, yeah, people set trends, but every single person is their own trend. You are your own trend. That should be on a t-shirt, but you are your own trend. So if you want to wear super scrappy sweaters and look like a fortune teller from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, do it. You're setting your own trend. If you want to just not wear skinny jeans and not part your hair to the side, you do that. You are your own trend. You whatever makes you happy, because when you wear what makes you happy, that's when you look the most like you, if that makes sense. And that's what I'm going to continue to live by, and continue to wear crazy colored things and part my hair to the side. So, yeah. And with that little nugget of wisdom, that sounds really weird, but on that note, that is all that I have to share today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope we had some fun here today. Thank you to Darby for being here. He's kind of just chilling on the shelf still, but he is fun. And we shall see you next time, dear friends. Have a wonderful day. Bye.